I am bored. Very, very bored. So I'm gonna find the literally the quickest way to die upon entering the Hive for every single game mode. Except for Just Build, because Just Build, you just can't die in it. It does not compute. Error code 404. So yeah, basically I'm literally oh my gosh, rip my stats for this video. Which game is quickest? If you really want to get those death stats up, please subscribe for my stats. Anyway, let's get into it. But before we get into the results, let's have a death montage. Alright, so now that the montage is done, let's get into the results. In last place, we have survival games. Survival games came in with an average time of 51 seconds and 37 hundredths of a second. I think the main issue with SG when it comes to dying as quick as possible is that there is a 30-second grace period, which always makes the time at least 30 seconds. Coming in 6th place by only 4 hundredths of a second, we have Murder Mystery. Murder Mystery came in at an average time of 51 seconds and 33 hundredths of a second. Murder Mystery didn't have the same issue as survival games, where there was the 30-second warm-up / grace period that you had to wait for. Murder Mystery had the issue of, it's hard to find the murderer really quickly, so it was super hard to die. On my last attempt, I actually got Sheriff, so that's why I had a super fast attempt for that. But still, I honestly think this would have been last place if I didn't get Sheriff. Your luck can vary wildly in this game, as you can see with the different runs. In 5th place, we have Skywars. Skywars came in with an average time of 47 seconds and 61 hundredths of a second. Now, Skywars had the exact same issue as survival games, with a 30-second warm-up plaguing its time to at least 30 seconds. However, unlike survival games, there was a void, and what you could do is you could just jump in within 1 to 2 seconds, making its average quite a bit lower than survival games. Coming in 4th place, we have Hide and Seek. Hide and Seek came in with an average time of 42 seconds and 33 hundredths of a second. Hide and Seek varied wildly, as seen with the middle time compared to the other two. Sometimes the Seeker just wouldn't kill me and would just go for other blocks before me, and that changes time quite a bit. So this one is 4th place, although again, just like Murder Mystery, your time may vary. Coming in 3rd place on the podium, we have Death Run. Death Run came in at an average of 14 seconds and 43 hundredths of a second. That is miles better than even 4th place. Death Run was super fast because you could just leap into any trap. However, as you can see on the 2nd attempt, I kinda got unlucky and it took me slightly longer than usual compared to the other 2 attempts. Man, it just seems like the 2nd attempt is always unfortunate. But that's why we do 3 attempts. Coming in at number 2, we have Treasure Wars. Treasure Wars came in with an average of 12 seconds and 98 hundredths of a second. With Treasure Wars, as soon as the countdown was over and the gold gens started to go, you could basically jump into the void and die once. It wasn't a final kill, and you didn't get completely eliminated, but it does count as a death. Coming in 1st place, we have Block Drop. Block Drop came in with a 1st place average of 9 seconds and 67 hundredths of a second. I kept Block Drop in this time because it is technically a game mode currently on the Hive, and I thought it would be a pretty fun competitor to 1st place. And surely enough, it was. It came in at a staggering 9.67 seconds. I'm still shocked about that, but I guess in reality, it's actually to be expected, because you only have a 5-second wait time, and then you can just walk right off. You have no warm-up to limit you, you have nothing really to stop you other than those 5 seconds. Now, before we get into the summary and conclusion parts of this video, I wanted to clarify how I tested each of these runs. I started the timer right as I got into the game, so that way the randomness of the lobbies wouldn't affect the time. Additionally, if a run was unrealistic or really far ahead or below the previous times, then I would instantly scrap it and not make it count, because I wanted at least some consistency throughout the runs for a really good average time, and not some wacky average time because of one run. Now, I know that did happen in some games, but that was to prove a point that they did vary a lot. Like, I didn't want that in Skywars, where there was just a random 2-minute run, because that's just not the case, and most of the time it wouldn't be as unlucky. Finally, if I didn't start the timer in time, I would instantly requeue to prevent any time wasted. But, you know, more games played. Woo! Rip my stats. Alright, on to the summary part of this video. In summary, no matter what, you should never pick hide and seek or murder mystery because of their inconsistencies with times. Even with hide and seek and murder mystery's best times, they are still not as good as some of them on the list. Not even mentioning the inconsistencies. So I would never pick these two if you want to die really quick. Another thing to keep in mind is that block drop is a limited time game mode, meaning that it will go away at some point. This means that treasure wars in the long run will be the best way to die. This is why you never want to neglect second and third place, because there could always be something with first place. In this case, it will go away soon. In conclusion, I'm glad that every single game scored on average under a minute. However, it is very clear that there are some better games compared to others. Honestly, I think the best games for dying as quick as possible are Block Drop, Treasure Wars, and Death Run. Even though Treasure Wars and Death Run weren't exactly on the top, they were still very good and far ahead of the rest of the pack compared to Skywars, Murder Mystery, Hide and Seek, and survival games. Anyway, thank you guys so much for sticking with me on a new type of video. I really do appreciate it. Leave some constructive criticism in the comments, and let me know if you enjoyed. Anyway, thank you guys for watching.